This June, I thought I would talk about Man into Woman, published posthumously in 1933, a book that narrates Lili Elbe's extraordinary life as possibly the first person in the world to undergo genital transformation surgery, not greatly developed at the time, to modify her body and become both physically and legally the first official trans woman in the world. The book is a fictionalized memoir rather than an official biography, but an important document in transgender history, nonetheless. It's based on Lili's letters to family and friends and on her diaries, and it's been put together by in a scholarly edition by a group of editors and researchers and historians. Lili Elbe, or the Danish girl, as somebody might know it from David Ebershoff's novel and the film adapted from it starring Eddie Redmayne, started off as Ina Wegener, a very famous landscape artist. And Ina used to paint this sort of thing. Ina was married to great Gerda, who was also an artist, a fashion illustrator, and one of the first female artists in Denmark. And Gerda used to paint this sort of thing. So not quite the same style, I would have said. There seems to have been a loving relationship. A few years into their marriage, Ina becomes aware of a very strong female identity that's struggling to emerge. As far as we know, the first few times this starts happening, it's more like by chance than anything else. Ina starts wearing women's clothes and likes it, as she says. I felt very much at home in them from the very first moment. The two treated the new female identity as a kind of game initially, creating this new person named Lili, who soon becomes Gerda's muse and a kind of BFF for her. Gerda's portraits of Lili attracted the attention of Parisians art dealers, and the two moved to Paris, initially lodging at the Hôtel d'Alsace, where Oscar Wilde had died at the beginning of that century. Lili and Gerda seem to have had some fun in Paris. They soon became a fixture of Parisian nightlife. But the fact that they were successful and wealthy and privileged doesn't seem to have made any difference to Ina, who is really feeling that he wants to live full-time as her female self and is prone to depression and even planned her own suicide. I am finished, she said, and Lili knows it. But she hears of this revolutionary, though highly risky, multi-stage surgical procedure that could allow something like gender reassignment. So she agreed to be to the first of a number of operations. The first operation was a success. Sadly, following complications from other surgeries, she died. Her medical records were destroyed during the war. We can only imagine what would have happened to Lili had the Nazis got hold of her. But in any case, we don't know exactly how these surgeries have taken place, and we can guess that they must have been pretty horrendous. But in any case, Lili's life has helped raise awareness and understanding of gender reassignment issues. Besides the trans icon, I see an extraordinarily brave human being who doesn't see her identity as a transition, but as a birth. Shortly before she died, Lili wrote to a friend that I, Lili, have a right to life. I have proved by living for 14 months. It may be said that 14 months is not much, but they seem to me like a whole and happy human life. I would never presume to begin to understand what Lili must have suffered. All I know is that I have asked that question to myself, who am I? Several times. Her life is an inspiration on trying to understand who we are, finding peace with that, and not caring what anyone else thinks or says about it. Because to live a false life is not to live at all.